Within the Earth Discovery Center, we provide pretty much all the animal care and husbandry for all the animals, cleaning the animals every day, food, water, enrichment. We keep track of their behavior to make sure their behaviors aren't any indications of distress or stress or anything that might be going on with their health. We really focus on enrichment, and enrichment is basically anything that enriches the animals' lives, but it's doing something to bring out their natural behaviors, stimulate them. So for example, it can be anywhere from the reptiles. We could give the snakes a different scent in their cage, so they have to move around and explore the new scent. For the birds, we make a variety of toys. I know you can glance in their cages, anything from tissue paper to Dunkin' Donuts cups strung together to actual baby toys. For a lot of our rodents who have teeth that are constantly growing that they need to wear down so they don't get too long, we provide paper bags or paper towel rolls. One of the types of enrichment that we've actually been exploring a lot lately is we've turned our animals into animal artists, and we've been having them make artwork, but in ways that use their natural behaviors. For example, with our bush baby, one of their behaviors is to pee on their hands because that allows them to hold on to branches and stuff. So when he paints, he rubs the paint on his body and his hands and feet like he would if he was peeing on his feet. So that's a way that enrichment can mimic natural behaviors. For me, I just really like being in education because I think it's so important that the upcoming generations know about the threats to our planet. We only have one planet, and it can be really overwhelming, lots of different problems, but just even making that one connection with the child. I think it's also becoming increasingly important because I know when I was a child, I was out in the fields all day catching bugs, or we would play in the woods for hours, and I think kids these days are growing up with more and more technology, spending days in front of the computer on the couches with their iPads, and if they don't grow up with that connection and love of nature, how can you expect them to want to protect the planet going into the future? So that's why I am really passionate about education and think it is so important right now.
Listen to the melody, 'cause my listen to the melody, 'cause my listen to the melody.
Today I brought my advanced photography class to the zoo because it gives them a great opportunity to photograph animals that they may never see in the wild. For some, this is the first trip to a zoo seeing these animals up close. You can get an idea about these beautiful creatures and from TV and movies and magazines, but to actually see them up close and hear the noises they make and smell the smells, it's a totally different experience. And to come back with the photographs that they get, it's really, really fantastic. Ideally, I'm sure all these animals could use more space, but compared to a lot of other locations, they have a lot of room to roam, and it seems that the keepers do a really great job of making sure that they are, well fed and well kept, and not overly stressed out with the sizes. They do run some educational programs here where you can actually see shows and feedings and get a greater understanding about the reality of all these animals.
Nature.